Live from the Taylor Strength Bunker with your hosts, the Strength Director Danny Taylor and Thomas Ronald Wakin. Gentlemen, the bar is loaded.
Welcome to The Bar is Loaded. I'm Danny Taylor.
Thomas Regan.
This is our second back-to-back episode. This one is Mythbusters Debunking Industry Bullshit. That is not the episode title. I've put Debunking Industry Fads. That's more PG, isn't it? More family friendly. But there's so many out there. There's so much absolute fucking shit out there now. And it's because the internet is massive. Yes. There's just like, Google has all the answers now, doesn't it? So if you're ill, if you've got fucking something going on, you need to know what's going on with COVID, whatever it might be. By the way, we didn't speak about COVID once in the last episode. Fist bump, I'm so proud of you. Right, get the hand sanitizer. So proud of us.
Yes.
But you go on Google, don't you?
Yep.
Massive fucking search engine. It's got all the answers. Reddit and all that. Dangerous place to be. Fads. Fads. What are fads? These are essentially fucking bullshit statements and bullshit methods and opinions that bro science that people will say and then other people will believe and then pass on. And I don't even know how this becomes a thing. I guess it's a case of like hearing it through the grapevine and then someone else says it because someone's like influential or whatever, and then or a company is taken and we'll use Juice Plus and Herbalife and all those bullshits. Fucking MLM, pyramid schemes, Ponzi schemes. They're going to sue us, aren't they? Yeah. Slander, but prove to us that you are not an MLM, and we will concede. We will join. All right, first one for me has got to be like, it's like I'll chain this fat in some muscle in it. You know what I mean? How many times have you heard that? I'll just chain this fat in some muscle. Yeah. You can't turn fat into muscle. It is physiologically impossible. Yeah. They're two totally different things. You can't just fucking go swish and flick and then you...
I want to turn this orange into an apple.
Right? I want to turn this bottle of water into coffee. Right, okay. I get it. Like, all right, if you think of fat and you think of protein, they are energy sources. Yes. That is all. You've got dietary fat, dietary protein. Then you've got the muscle protein, and then body fat. Yes. They are all sources of fuel. One cannot be converted into the other. One can be converted into energy, and so can the other. That is it. That is as far as it goes.
Mind blown.
Bombshell. Like, it's a myth.
Yeah.
You cannot turn fat into muscle.
Yep.
You can turn muscle into muscle. Okay, you can turn protein into muscle.
Muscle into more muscle.
Muscle into more muscle. Right? So, just like, do your fucking research on that one. Stop listening to the lads in that gym, you know. Yeah. Just actually do a bit of, like, actually, you know, on Google, the top searches will probably be the legit ones. Yeah. Like, ask someone who's got a bit of a fucking nous.
I wouldn't even go to Google search website. Go on Google Scholar, find out actual journal articles.
Read actual studies.
Yeah, and not just read one study. Read numerous studies
and look at who has
your opinion.
Yeah, look at who has paid for the study as well, or
formed your own opinion. That's where like Lane Norton goes into it on his zealots, as he calls them, like his diet zealots, and he'll like say intermittent fasting works, or the carnivore diet works, or the keto diet works, and he goes, no, they don't work. Mm-hmm. It's just that you're in a caloric deficit. That's all, and it's the same with like gym myths. Like, actually go on journals and find if it works or not.
I think, do you reckon this all stems from people trying to find like the silver bullet, the shortcut?
They're trying to find the shortcuts, aren't they?
I think this is where it comes from, doesn't it? And we spoke about like fucking acai berries and shit like that on the last episode. We've just mentioned Juice Plus and all those fucking MLM schemes, and it's essentially companies that are out to take advantage of people who want to take a shortcut and are looking for the silver bullet. They are putting it out there. They are fucking literally like a fisherman. They are reeling you in.
Yeah.
That is all it is.
Yeah. I think, I mean, T boosters,
yeah.
they're just full of zinc and magnesium, I think. Like,
I don't know what. I've never took them. Don't know what's in.
They're just minerals, nutrients and minerals. Like, if
are these the same as fat burners? Or are they just purely just testosterone boosters? Because I know fat burners
have diuretics in them and need to make you go shit a lot.
Thermogenic.
Is that what
Thermogenic, yeah.
And you just make your shit and then
heat your
you
body
lose
up.
energy. Yeah, and you lose your energy through your shit.
Right.
So you're not actually the tablets.
You do lose weight because you're fucking shitting yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
It's just
Of course.
But
everything weighs something that is in your body.
Yeah. But the T boosters, for me, that's the worst one out of I don't know, T boosters or BCAAs. I don't know which one's worse.
BCAAs definitely have a place, but I think people will try to use them and swear by them and be like, these are going to be an absolute game changer for me. When actually they are, like, if you think about like the pyramid in terms of like the priorities and stuff, it's the very tip.
Yeah.
So like it will fill in gaps where you need gaps filling. But if your nutrition is good and well balanced, then you don't need them.
I hate people who swear by BCAAs, you know. Like, people, like, when I was in the old... and Jim won't like me for saying this, but I don't work there anymore, so... people will come to the front desk and say, what's the best BCAAs to take? And I'm just like, mate, I don't take BCAAs. I don't take them because you don't need them.
Yeah.
And you're
you know
like, what? You do need BCAAs?
You know what you should just ask? You should say, can you tell me what BCAAs are?
Yeah.
And then I will have a conversation with you. Yeah, because they probably only know the acronym. They probably don't know what it actually means, do they?
And then people will be like...
And what it does, yeah.
They'll get protein shakes. They'll ask for protein shakes, and then they'll ask for a scoop of BCAAs in the protein shake. And I'm just like, what? What are you on? Like, dude, I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's just madness.
I'm so confused. People are mad, aren't they? Yeah. People are mad, and like people have like their own little routines and stuff that they do, like post workout, which would include shit like that.
I've got a post workout shake actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. I should have really taken it.
The other one I've got here is, and I know we kind of touched on it before, juicing and slimming tablets.
Yeah.
Fucking dangerous for a start. I know we spoke about this on the last episode and how dangerous they can be and how companies are taking advantage of people with body image issues and eating disorders and stuff with the promise of rapid weight loss. You've got to know the difference between, by the way, you've got to know the difference between weight loss and fat loss.
Yes.
Two very different things. Fat loss can result in weight loss.
Yes.
But weight loss is a combination of things. And rapid weight loss is usually associated with a loss of water and a loss of muscle.
Yep.
Because your body needs fat. Your body uses fat as a more sustainable fuel.
Yeah.
So it stores it.
Yep. Agree.
That's why it's very difficult to shift fat.
And what really does my head in sometimes when men and women both say, I can't lose weight, I'm not losing enough weight, I'm staying kind of the same weight, but they've lost body fat because they're building muscle.
Yeah.
And they don't
understand it.
They don't distinguish between, like you said, weight loss and fat loss.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, I can't get under, I don't know, for example, 60 kilos.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but you're in the gym. You've been in the gym for 6 months, working on squatting, deadlifting, benching.
You're building muscle mass.
Yeah. So it's gonna balance.
There's a point out where when you're gaining, and I think all women need to hear this who are trying to tone, we'll say, or gain muscle mass is is actually what's happening, and losing body fat as a result.
Yep.
Because I've coached clients. And I've coached clients who with these goals. So like I used to first and foremost establish the goal, and then straight away the knowledge bombs. Like, you need to know and research the differences between fat loss and weight loss.
Yeah.
We're trying to help you lose fat. We're not trying to help you lose weight.
Yes.
So you will gain weight, and it's very difficult to get your head around that when you start at the gym with the goal of losing weight, right? So this is where like the whole stigma of body image issues and stuff comes in again. But we're talking about Mythbusters in this one. And I think one of the best analogies that I've ever heard was from Coach Joe DeFranco over in the States. And he said that he was coaching a team of, I think it was lacrosse players or something, girls squad, young girls, terrified of putting muscle on because of the weight gain that comes with it. And he said the best way to describe how gaining muscle works versus losing fat is think of a burger before it goes in the grill. It's big, it's bulky, and then you grill it for however long. And then all that's left after it's grilled is the meat. You drop the fat, right? And that is how you build. That's what happens during the process of building muscle. The more muscle mass you build, the less body fat you'll have.
And you're changing body composition, and you look better at a more, well, you look better 5 kilos or 10 kilos more than you did.
Right, yeah. So you've got the aesthetics, you'll perform better as well. You'd probably be a bit heavier on the scales, but I love those like before and afters of men and women who've gained like 5 or 10 kilo, but look leaner.
Yeah, and they look better.
Yeah, they look better. And
it's
I'm
like, are you sure them numbers are right?
And that's bang on. Yeah. And I think because social media is like obviously more prevalent now, and people share it on stuff more, and will put progress on, like share the journey and stuff. I've seen a few of them now. I love when I see those, just because I know that it can have a positive impact on someone and help someone break the stigma between and being able to distinguish
fat loss
and weight loss and gaining weight versus gaining muscle.
Yeah, and when you gain muscle, you fill out a little bit more, so you look better anyway as well.
More tones.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's another mythbuster. When people say, I want to be more toned, and like, okay, you need to go to the gym. I don't really want to go to the gym. I just want to lose fat.
Yeah, well, like, okay.
But like, you're not getting toned then, are you?
Physiologically, you can't tone muscle.
Yes.
You can grow muscle.
Yep.
That is it.
Yeah.
And while I'm here, you also can't target fat loss.
Yeah, I just want to lose my belly fat.
Right.
No,
if you do, it doesn't matter if you do 50 billion sit-ups.
Yeah.
You are not going to lose weight. You're not going to lose fat. You're not going to lose fat just around your stomach.
Yeah. Because that's the worst.
As a result of that.
That's the last place it's going to go, isn't it? Because that's where all your fat stores.
Your internal organs and shit, yeah. So that's why fat's there, and your fat stores.
Yeah.
So you've like, fuck's sake, guys! Like you've got to do your research. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter how much you do. Like, abs are made in the kitchen. Yeah. So if you want to be leaner, you've got to make adjustments with your caloric intake. It's not, or increase your activity. There's There's no two ways about it.
Eat less, move more, basically.
Or if you like us, you wanna gain weight, do less, eat more.
Yeah, do less, eat more. Yeah.
Right? And guess who has? Me. And guess who's heavier? Me. Guess who's fatter? Me. Like, it's fucking science, and it's been proven. So don't kid yourself, and ignore what other people are saying. You can't target fat loss. Now, what you can do, you can build muscle mass in a certain area, which will look like you maybe have targeted fat loss because you've gained muscle in that area. Yeah. But if you think about how subcutaneous fat works, where it's the layer of fat that sits between your skin and your muscle, if you gain muscle in an area where your skin is relatively tight anyway, it's going to give you the illusion almost that you've lost fat in that area, but it doesn't work like that. When you lose fat, it's because your body has expended that energy overall.
And what people say, I've got bigger in me, I feel bigger in my chest, or I feel broader. It's like, you only feel broader because
there's loads of blood there.
But that's where you lose. That's where you lose most of the weight first.
Oh, I thought you meant you got a pump on.
Oh, and that too, yeah. But in terms of people I've been in the gym for a couple of months and I feel bigger in the chest and in the arms, because that's where the fat leaves first. In the small,
you gain muscle more rapidly in those areas as well.
What's it called? The fat's not as prevalent in those areas, are they?
Yeah, your limbs.
Yeah, like the more prevalent in your stomach.
Yeah, the further away from your centre of mass.
There you go, yeah.
Where you've got less fat.
Yeah.
Apart from the albingo wings. But, I mean, that... Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, yeah, if you're a guy, then not so much, but...
Yeah.
What else have you got?
Are we talking still about, like, the food?
Juicing and slimming tablets.
Was that a tangent?
It was a bit of a tangent, yeah. I think we went off on one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Juicing and slimming tablets. I think we started talking about, like, the differences between fat and weight, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, these MLM, these Ponzi schemes are preying on people, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, don't get caught up with them. The Juice Plus crew, the Herbalife crew, like...
Get rid of them. If
you consume this protein shake instead of eating this food, you will lose weight. Of course you will.
Because that's all you're doing.
Because it's fucking 300, 400 calories less than what your meal would be.
Yeah.
So of course you're going to lose weight. Again, educate yourself on what weight is and what it's compromised of.
I think, and as well, like, if to keep it in the most simplest terms when it comes to food, it's you want to lose weight or lose body fat, be in a caloric deficit. If you want to gain weight or gain fat,
be in a surplus.
End of. That's it.
Bombshell.
That is it. You don't need fucking slimming tablets.
There's no secrets.
You don't need test boosters. You don't need certain supplement. You don't need
protein. Don't need to starve yourself.
Protein. You don't need to go on intermittent fasting. You don't need to go on keto. Anything. Surplus. Deficit.
You know what does work though? Carb cycling.
Telling
you from experience, it works. From experience doing it myself and experience using it with athletes.
Okay.
So it's where you do one day where you wouldn't consume any carbohydrates, and it increases your muscle's sensitivity to insulin, which depletes, essentially you're depleting your glycogen stores, muscle energy, and sugar in the muscle, in the most simple terms. And then when you then consume carbohydrates again,
that's like a reverse diet, isn't it?
Almost, yeah. Your body just eats everything up very quickly, and it increases your metabolic rate. So it turns you, essentially increases your metabolic rate. It turns your body into like a furnace. Your body just uses everything.
Yeah.
And it's when you have like that first bite of porridge in the morning and you haven't had carbs the whole day before.
You just get a massive pump.
When I done and I should have mentioned this in the last episode, when I done the cut to sub 10%, I was doing 3 and 4 days no carb.
Oh.
Horrible.
That's another
horrible
myth buster. Don't eat carbs.
Don't take ketones.
Yeah, you got to.
They're not eating carbs. Oh my god.
Got to eat carbs. Fuel your body.
Right. What have I just said? I've just said about glycogen and muscle energy.
Yeah.
How like carbohydrates are the most available calorie for your body to use, and so is protein. So, which one do you want your body to use? It's not fat.
Yeah.
So which one do you want your body to use? Carbohydrates or protein?
And protein is essentially muscle. So
muscle protein, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you want to lose? Muscle, or you got no carbs
glycogen in
your body, have you? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's another big one. Stop not eating carbs. You got to eat carbs. Like whoever you are, you've got to fuel your body, and
it helps your brain work.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. What other Mythbusters? Are we going to actually do gym Mythbusters now? Like working out Mythbusters?
Yeah, we can do in part 2.
Let's go.
Mythbusters. Don't be a shithouse. It's part 2 of
The Bar is Loaded.
Mythbusters. It is The Bar is Loaded, but we're debunking shitheads in the industry, aren't we? Should we talk more about like strength related ones? Then you mentioned one before.
About squat and deadlifts.
Go on.
So squat and deadlifts don't hurt your back. You can't. I'll start again.
Go on.
Squat and deadlifts don't hurt your back. Your poor form does.
Boom. Get good.
Get good at form.
Stop lifting like shit.
Yeah. Stop going quarter inch down.
Right. The reason why you're injured, or the reason why something hurts, is because you've been training in a compromised position or in a bad position. mostly. Unless there's a real underlying issue.
99%.
Yeah, it's like ego's in the way. You've been lifting very heavy with a very rounded back for a while. And either your coach has allowed you to carry on doing it, in which case get another coach, or second, you've not had the awareness and you've just not been able to see past your own ego, really. To get over the fact that you need to take a couple of steps back to move forwards with better technique and then not beat yourself up later. So I think that's a good one.
Yep. What other ones?
I think like the whole stigma around and the myth that if you're a girl and you lift weights that you're going to be big and bulky and muscular and you're going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I wish that I was born a girl, because like clearly it's not happened to me yet, and I've been doing this for 10 years now. Yeah. It's impossible. Like, ladies, first of all, have got naturally much lower testosterone than what men have. They've got to combat with estrogen.
Yes.
Not estrogen. Estrogen,
yeah.
Which essentially inhibits that.
Yep.
And all it does is make you look more womanly, I guess. Like, it actually would complement your shape if you lift. Will, yeah. So make you more curvy if you squat. So whatever your natural build is, if you lift, then it's going to complement how you look, and you'll feel better as a result too.
Yep. And if you do want to get that big, just take steroids. Or
right. Yeah. So
Anavar.
The only time that you see like women who look like extreme, like the myth side of it, where you look big and bulky, is when they have taken like estrogen inhibitors and they have taken testosterone in many other forms.
TRT.
Yeah, some more hard drugs. So that's the only time, really. So it takes a very long time for ladies in particular to build muscle mass.
Yeah.
You are not going to look big and bulky depending on how naturally vascular you are, how veiny you are. That might play a part in it, like, but that's a natural thing.
Yeah, that's natural, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm a little bit vascular,
and I wish I was
just
vascular.
Get the needle straight in there. You know what I mean? And okay. Am I big? No, I'm not. Yeah. So just go and lift some weights.
Yep,
it's gonna be okay.
Yep, lift heavy. Don't none of these 2 kilo.
You're not here to tone up. We've already said about toning. You're not here to tone up.
You don't need these 2 kilo dumbbells and go, I can't go up to the 5s because I'm going to get too bulky. No.
If anything, if you when you're a woman, you can actually handle a lot more volume.
Yep.
Than a guy.
True. Yes.
Ladies in particular, when we're talking about lower body, tend to be more dominant with the lower body exercises, big compound movements like the squat and deadlift, and therefore can do it more often.
Yeah, Chad, I remember on Chad.
And guys conversely is upper body.
Yep.
Bench, for example, is where ladies might struggle.
Yeah, and I remember like Chad Wesley Smith, one of his individualizing programming seminars, he was like, if you want to be like women who are short and women who are short, basically have got like 4 or 5 more sets in them or 6 sets in them than like big bulky men, because he can like you said, he can handle more volume.
I'm jealous. Honestly. I've got a client who trains 5 days a week. She's doing squats every single day. 3 of those days are heavy squats. She does bench every single day. 4 of those days are heavy bench.
And she can recover from this as well. She recovers really well. Recovers fast, never injured,
constantly smashing PBs, ridiculous, packing on muscle mass like it's going out of fashion, and I'm just like, fuck off.
I'm jealous.
Unreal. But it just goes to show. And by the way, she is like one of the smallest people in here. She's not big and bulky. Like her shape just complements her natural shape as a result of her lifting.
And good leverages as well, I'm guessing, with squat and deadlifts.
Relatively speaking, yeah. Kids.
Kids
it's going to stunt your growth.
It's going to compress your spine.
Right. I think more people are realising now, especially with like how much more accessible it is for like minors to be able to lift now, and that the stigma's getting broken constantly. There's like generally just seems like it's not like frowned upon as much anymore compared to what it used to be. I think it's probably just because social media and YouTube and all that, that the content and stuff, it's there now for people to see. Yeah. And also the science is there for people to see. It's more readily available. But you still get like your old school people, don't you? Sometimes people who just kind of look down the nose at the situation. Kids shouldn't lift and stuff like that. It's going to affect their ability to grow. It's going to I can't remember, there's something to do with the plates or something. Yeah,
it's going to compress your
compress the plates in your joints or your spine. Yeah. It's bullshit.
Yeah, all bullshit.
It's BS. One of the strongest people in tailors of all time was Little Joe. Yeah. He started with us when he was 12, and before that he was doing like sports, but he was also doing like a bit of MMA and stuff, and he was doing like circuits. Yeah. He'd not really started with the weights as much, but by the time he was age 14, he was one of the strongest people in the gym. Yep. Pound for pound. I think if you like considered his age, he probably was the strongest in the gym, given he was only about 70 kilos, and some of the lifts that he was doing.
He's 70 kilos?
70 kilos. He squatted 142.5 kilo. His bench was 92.5, and his deadlift was 177.5.
That's ridiculous.
So I think if there was I think there is an age coefficient for the Wilks formula.
There is.
But I don't think they use it anymore. I think if you added that, he would have been the strongest person by far. And by the way, his technique was fucking immaculate. Yeah. Because he was building the neural pathways, the movement patterns from a young age. It was ingrained in his mind. Yeah. He didn't have to think about it. And he could just be fine-tuned over a long period of time.
And that's the best way to be as well, because he's going through puberty at that point as well.
Right.
So and all then, that new testosterone that's
by the way, he was super short when he first came, so let's just break let's just debunk this myth. Was that when he first joined, he was like really short. From memory, he was like, I'm 6 foot, so he's probably about 5'4", I'm gonna say. Yeah. He's now taller than me. Yeah. So, and I'm 6 foot, so he's just over 6 now.
Yeah, so it has
clearly hasn't stunted his growth, has it? But when he was 14, he was at his peak in strength. Yep. I think he was about the same height as Danny Lee. I think it seems to remember that being a thing at the time. So what Danny Lee's like 5?
He's 5'7" or 5'8".
5'7" or 5'8". So Little Joe would probably been the same size as you then. Yeah. In that case. So yeah, doesn't stunt your growth.
No. And
myth busted.
And if you are a kid, I mean, if you are listening to this, I'd say start as early as possible, because I wish I did.
Same.
I wish I started at 13, 14.
Same. Very good advice.
4 or 5 years of training because of that. And with all your new natural testosterone pumping through your veins, you're going to get big.
Serious gains.
Yeah. You're going to get so strong.
Yeah. And it's only going to complement the growth and development of your joints and your skeletal system.
Yep. Old people can't lift. That's
excellent one.
That's a big myth.
Again, one of the strongest people in here is a lady who's in her 60s. She's British champion, and she squats 110 kilos. She's in her late 60s. Yeah. She benches.
People listening will be like, "What the hell?"
She benches 60 kilos. This is someone's nan, right? Yeah. She benches 60 kilos. Probably the average, what the average man does. Yeah. If that. Yep. And she deadlifts 140, I believe. Yep. Age is just a number. If anything, it's more important to lift when you're older, so you can combat the likes of osteoporosis and arthritis. Yeah. And keep your heart strong as well. Keep your heart pumping. Yeah. Because you do start to slow down as you get older. And if you lift, you're literally adding time onto your life.
Yeah. I hope
Could not recommend it.
I hope enough. I'm going to be like that when I get older, and I'll just keep on the gym.
Nah, you'll be fucked.
Yeah, probably. Bad knees, bad elbows, bad shoulders.
Can you imagine me? Oh my God. You'll be pushing me around in a wheelchair.
Go on, let's go do some hamstring
Let's
curls.
go and do the podcast. Episode 8,000. And we'll readdress our body image issues and debunk whatever myths are in the industry then.
Imagine.
One that I do want to, before we finish up, one I want to talk about, and obviously I can't tell you from experience, but I've got clients who do it and just general knowledge about the subject, is that if you take steroids, that you don't have to train.
Yeah.
I know so many people from over the years who've started a cycle of steroids and then all of a sudden take the foot off the gas, and it's like, it does not replace. In fact, you've got to work harder. You've got to double your efforts. You've got to eat a double amount. You've got to train a double amount.
Yeah.
Like,
one cycle's not going to change your life, is it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You've got to do more. You've got to do more.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good one that was on my mind that I wanted to talk about, because there's just been so many people over the years that I know who've took it and then they're just like, well, where's the results? Or they've just got fat. That's what will happen, by the way. If you don't do anything with it, you will literally just explode. Well, not physiologically explode, but you'll literally just like blow up. And that's what can lead to things like having, because it increases the rate that your body is pumping blood, right?
Yeah.
And the volume of blood. So if your heart's not strong enough to keep up with that because you've not been training or using it as a replacement to not train, then
recipe for disaster.
You're going to fucking die.
Yeah.
And people do.
Yeah.
By the way.
And your balls don't work anymore either.
That one too. Depending on what steroid it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got any other Mythbusters, Thomas?
Any
more gym-related ones?
I'd say people who just focus on isolation movements and not compound movements.
Big one.
So
glad you said that.
So people like, if you want to get big arms, do you just do bicep curls? No, don't stop doing bicep curls to get big arms. Or triceps.
Do rows.
Rows, bench, chin-ups.
Honestly,
dips.
One-arm rows and any bodyweight row for me, whether it's a pull-up or an inverted row, whatever.
I don't do arms. I mean, every now and again, but I don't specifically.
Neither do I, by the way.
An arm day.
Yeah.
What's an arm day? Like,
yeah, it's part of. I mean, this would have been popularized like from the 70s and 80s, the golden era of bodybuilding, wouldn't it?
Yeah. With
like the split routines, and bodybuilders still do it now, and I think there's a time and a place for it. I think that it definitely should be included in some bodybuilders' routines. But you can get a lot of bang for your buck out of compound movements.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be overlooked. If you're working multiple muscle groups together, you can lift more weight.
Yeah. So
the effect of you being able to build more muscle mass in X, Y, and Z area is going to be more effective, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're going to be giving your muscles more stimulus.
Yeah, and I'd rather do 5 reps of heavy chin-ups with like a weight than I would doing 5 sets of 10.
Oh, it depends on the goal, doesn't it? But yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's just me.
So yeah, the bombshell is you don't necessarily have to do isolation movements if you want to build muscle mass in a certain area.
Mm-hmm.
Compound movements
are king. Like
they are designed to help you pack on muscle mass everywhere fast.
Especially if you're a beginner. Like,
sure.
Another Mythbuster if we've got time for it.
Yeah.
Don't do programs by professional bodybuilders.
Go on, why?
So, because their goals are completely different to your goals.
Beautiful.
See,
I think the same can be. I like that. I think the same can be said for anyone. Yeah. If you're trying to copy someone who's totally different from you, and also 10 years experience in whatever discipline it is, bodybuilding, powerlifting, fucking football, whatever.
Yeah.
You're not gonna mimic them. You're not gonna get their results.
Yeah.
They're totally different people.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna fucking get injured. Didn't you do this?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm telling from experience. I'm telling people from experience. So, and and don't buy. I mean, this is like kind of the gimmicks one. Don't buy into gimmicks of buying people's chest programs or arm programs or shoulder programs. Just because it's going to be tailored to them.
Yeah.
Just find out your own body and find out what works for you.
Yeah.
And this is where getting a coach is better than buying like
someone who can look at you critically.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
You got a discount on at the minute, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
There you go.
£60
half
for 3
price,
months.
half price online coaching. Pre-orders on Monday.
But yeah, and I hope, well, Staples will do that for me in the summer when I finish this block, when I finish this program.
Yeah, get you massive.
Yeah. See me from a different angles.
What about your cardio though, lad? Because obviously if you do cardio, you're going to lose all your muscle mass. If you get fit, you're not going to be able to do powerlifting anymore. Can we just debunk this myth right now? One of the strongest people in this gym is a fucking what is he? A
long distance runner.
Long distance runner. He does the
15. No, he does marathons.
Ironman events.
Oh yeah, he does
Ironman events.
Bastard.
Yeah, but he's also, and he's like, he doesn't wear any kit when he lifts either, which I love.
Yeah, no belt.
Right.
Oh, does he wear a belt?
Wears a belt. That's it.
No sleeves.
No sleeves. No nothing.
Yeah.
Pound for pound, one of the biggest squats in this gym. Squats like 200 kilo. He's your competition, isn't he?
He's my competition. Yeah. He took my squat record, but I'm going to take that back. So.
Right. So let's just get this straight. If your cardiovascular system is good, if it's strong, if you actually pay some attention to your fitness, you can recover faster between sessions. You can recover faster between sets.
Yeah.
You don't have to rest as long between big, heavy attempts.
Yeah. And you don't have to go all out on cardio either. Like, you don't have to go for a marathon.
Like, you're decreasing the risk of you actually having a fucking heart attack when you go for a big 1 rep max.
Yeah. Yep.
Enough said.
Yep. But just don't go overboard on it. Like
Definitely don't.
Because me and you will just
Oh, do you mean in terms of the cardio?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. Obviously, it's something that you've got to build up.
Yep.
But you can absolutely do cardio and be really strong at the same time.
Agree.
In fact, I would recommend you do some form of cardio to keep your cardiovascular rate high, your VO2 max and all that, but I don't want to get too into that.
Would you say HIIT training because it's still strong?
I would say something like that where it's got like bang for your buck, it's relevant in terms of like you can do a couple of different exercises which maybe mimic the movements that you need to do and train different muscle groups. You don't necessarily have to go for a run or whatever. Go for a little walk.
Yeah.
Go for a little walk, fella. You know what I mean? Get your heart pumping on that. Get that fucking red blood cell count up. Yeah. Because one day you're going to fucking go for a 1 rep max attempt, fully equipped, fucking knee wraps on, squat briefs, squat suit and all that, walking out like this, and your heart will explode, your fucking eyeballs will fall out. Yeah. It has happened. People have died. So do not overlook cardio. It will bite you in the ass later in life. And if you need to run during a zombie apocalypse, you're fucked.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Bench the zombies? Nah. If they're those zombies from 28 days later, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're fucked, aren't you?
You'll literally run to the bottom of Truman Street and you'll be fucking someone's scran.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Yeah, I think we've debunked a lot of things there, to be fair.
Hope you enjoyed that one, guys. What are your favourite shit, BS, myths in the industry?
I'd like to know. Comments below.
I've been Danny Taylor.
Thomas Regan.
See ya.